All right, time now for a look through the papers with Diptyque Laurent. Morning to you, Dipty.
Hi, Will.
Beginning with what's making headlines all week here in France, the heat wave and concerns about a drought setting in.
That's right. Searing, scorching temperatures, no rain, searing heat. La France à sec, that's what L'Humanité, the communist paper, says on its front page. That loosely translates to a France that's dried up or drying up. There's a very poignant cartoon from a Lebanese cartoonist, Mohamed Bleibel, from the Daily Star, who wonders if the French rooster will get baked this week. This is we're entering our second heat wave in just a few months. It's been a very hot and dry summer. The right-wing paper Le Figaro painting a pretty bleak picture right now. Groundwater levels are low. Water restrictions across 3/4 of France, farmers in difficulty, and nuclear power plants are forced to adapt to their production.
And as you're speaking there, we're seeing the photograph of the Swedish activist Greta Thunberg, who's in town to speak to French MPs.
That's right. Staying with Le Figaro, you just saw it there. It's on their front page as well, sharing some front page space with the drought news. The teenager's been invited by a French ecology group to come to the French Parliament, speak before a group of French MPs. Her arrival has, however, been controversial. Certain MPs from the French right will be boycotting her visit. They say she lacks legitimacy and reproach her for her, quote, apocalyptic vision of climate change and the environment. And in today's editorial, Le Figaro really take her to task. They accuse her of failing to offer solutions for saving the planet. Why is she pointing her arrows at the, quote, too courteous Western leaders rather than tackling China and India, who are the world's biggest polluters? She does have some support from the Swiss paper Le Temps, which reminds us that those criticizing Greta Thunberg for being too young, too self-important, too inexperienced, i.e. the French right, have very little political credibility. They're the ones that got destroyed in the recent European elections. The paper saying this attitude, this boycott, really reveals a cynicism in the French political classes, a cynicism that shows us they're incapable of seeing the transition to clean energy as anything but a power move.
Yeah, and it's not her job to find a solution. What she's pointing out is government inaction, that they haven't found a solution. Meanwhile, scientists are planning a memorial in Iceland after the first glacier was lost to climate change.
That's right. That glacier is Ökjökull Glacier. Sorry for the mispronunciation. It covered 15 square kilometers a century ago. Today, it's less than 1 square kilometer. A glacier is the world's largest reserve of fresh water, and to be a glacier, it should accumulate more mass in winter than it loses in summer. This is the first glacier that no longer does that, meaning that it's a melting puddle. And to mark the occasion, scientists are planning to a memorial next month in Iceland to essentially eulogize the glacier and draw attention to the 400-odd glaciers in Iceland that are expected to disappear within just 200 years.
A staggering figure there. To Israel now, where the demolition of 12 buildings in East Jerusalem yesterday is making front pages.
That's right. The Israel Defense Forces demolished 12 buildings in a neighborhood of East Jerusalem, sparking tensions with the Palestinian Authority, drawing rebukes from France and the UN. Israel defending the demolitions as being necessary. That's according to the Jerusalem Post. Israel condemned for the demolitions. That's how the Saudi paper Arab News puts on its front page. In what is the only informative article available on the topic, we haven't been able to find much opinion pieces, and that's important because it ties into the criticism of this next cartoon from the illustrator Hajjaj, who from a pan-Arab paper called Al Arabi. He points the finger at Saudi Arabia, notably the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain, who for normalizing relations with Israel. He essentially accuses them of being complicit with Israel in the destruction of Palestinian homes.
Let's end on a different note, bringing us a new study on dad jokes.
Right. Dad jokes are, hands down the worst kind of joke. They're corny, they're not smart, they're not funny. They're designed to get a maximum impact of groans. Yet we can't help laughing at the joke. So scientists have actually found that laugh tracks make even dad jokes seem funny. So participants were asked to rate how funny 40 jokes were when read aloud by a comedian. Two versions were created, one with canned laughter, the kind you'd hear in a sitcom, sitcom and one with spontaneous laughter. Both versions elevated the funniness of a joke, even a dad joke. But spontaneous laughter always got the best results. So you might be wondering what kind of jokes are asked. So first one, what's the best day to cook?
What day?
Friday.
Oh.
or this one, this very smart one. What's orange and sounds like a parrot?
I don't know what.
A carrot.
A carrot. All right. Maybe we needed a studio audience in here. I think DPR.
There was no canned laughter.
No. All right. Thanks, DG, for looking at the press review. That's it for now. Please stay tuned to France 24. A carrot.